So we'll talk about the advantages and challenges of the new nation. So first, the advantages of the new United States. Number one was that there was a large landmass that was controlled by the United States with abundant natural resources. So they had a lot of opportunities to look forward to. Two is that they were relatively isolated from Europe. Uh, they were hoping to stay out of European affairs. It didn't work out so well the first couple decades, and ultimately they get into another war with Britain in 1812. But the isolation from European affairs plays out to be a very important advantage that the United States has in its development. Number three was a very young population with a lot of energy, uh, a willingness to take risk and try new things. Uh, really helped energize the economy and expand the nation with growth and a willingness to move westward as well. Widespread property ownership. Again, that was always the American dream for people to come over, own property, uh, have a farm, become financially independent. And that's what really helped people become Republican citizens and have something at stake in the government. Provided a lot more opportunities and upward social mobility as well. Number five is a high rate of literacy. The United States had always been a very literate country, a population of literate adults that could read and uh, engage in politics because they read newspapers and journals and pamphlets and petitions, and there were the use of the printing press really helped people engage in the public sphere. Finally, there was this optimism and belief in the revolutionary ideals that were very radical, very new, and something that people really dedicated themselves to. Next, some of the challenges was that with this vast area, there was still just a little control of it by the United States because most of the population was confined very much to the East Coast at the time of the new nation's birth. Second, there were Native Americans, the British, the Spanish, that they were surrounded by, right? They competed for land and territory still. There was potential conflict. And again, there's war with Britain shortly after the nation has won its independence from Britain. There's another war in 1812. With limited transportation and communication, it's very difficult to control all this area and for the economy to grow. So it remains a rural agrarian society for a while. This is before the railroad and before the telegraph. But once those come along, we'll see tremendous economic development also come along. And finally, there's an ethnic, racial, and religious diversity that really threaten the unity. There's much more diversity from the beginning in the United States compared to a lot of homogenous European societies. And this presented its own challenge, but ultimately is a great benefit in the end to have a diverse population with new ideas and different ways of doing things. And it ultimately becomes one of the strengths of the United States.